In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how I was able to generate over $90,000 over the last 30 days using the high ticket dropshipping business model. So if you guys go onto my dashboard over here, as I'm recording this, it is March 2025. I'm going to click apply and I'm going to do a quick refresh. You can see from the dates between February 21st to March 22nd, which is today, we've done over $90,000 with only 43 orders. Now, a lot of people coming into dropshipping might have never heard of what high ticket dropshipping is. The biggest difference between high ticket and low ticket is precisely the price point. So I'm able to make the same amount of revenue, which is 90,000, versus a traditional dropshipper that might have taken 10x the amount of orders, maybe in 400 orders. I was able to do it in just 43. So in today's video, let's go into talking about how I was able to find the winning product, the winning supplier, however you like to go about it. This is going to be a product research video. So if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Marcus Slam. I'm an 8-figure e-commerce entrepreneur from New York City. Tap the subscribe if you have not already. Let's get right into the video. So the first thing when it comes to finding a good supplier is to recognize what is a good supplier. You're never going to be able to go and find what you're looking for if you don't know what you're looking for. So first, let's define what a good supplier is. A good supplier is a supplier agent or someone that has the product in which we want to drop ship. They have to have good margins. So high profit margins. I like to have at least $500 take home profit per each sale, or else for me, it almost doesn't feel worth it. Because when it comes to high ticket, usually you might spend $100, $200 minimum in order to get the sale. So I like to have items that are higher profit margin because it yields better results. Some of the best margins I've had were $3,000, $4,000, even $5,000 profit in just one single order. That is actually normal with high ticket. So when I go into finding my supplier, when I go into finding products, I'm always looking at the margins. I'm looking at the search demand on Google. So how much market demand do they have on Google? And what this basically means is, what are their monthly searches? If you go to places like SEMrush or Google Keyword Planner, right? You could see whether or not, or you could gauge whether or not how many monthly searches these products have. Some products might have 10,000 monthly searches. Some might have 20,000 monthly searches. Some might only have 500 monthly searches. I'm looking at the supplier that has a lot of search volume, which is the monthly searches. I'm looking if they have a good profit margin. And then I'm also looking to see if they have a dealer program and if they have any support so that I could contact in regards to the dealer program. Now, when you guys are trying to contact these suppliers, a great way to gauge whether or not this is a good potential vendor for you is how fast do they respond. If you give them a call on the support line, are they picking up immediately? Does it take 25 rings and 10 minutes to get to someone? Or are they responding fast on emails? Someone's prompt, everything's professional. You could gauge how great a vendor would be simply by those channels of communication. That being said, now that we know what we're looking for, which is products that have high margins, generally products that have higher revenue margins will give you higher profit margins. So if an item is $50,000 and the profit, which is 10% of 50,000, which is 5,000, is actually very plausible. That being said, I'm looking for high price point goods. I'm looking for products that have a lot of search volume, and then if they have a dealer program. So the big question is, where do we find these suppliers? So there's many ways to find the suppliers. The first way is by Wayfair.com. You can actually use Wayfair to source your suppliers, and that's actually what we're gonna go into more in depth later today. Another way you could do it is by finding them on Google and then finding a competitor and finding the brand of the competitors that are listing under. So if you guys go to bbqguys.com, you could see that BBQ Guys has this brand section. And a lot of high ticket dropshipping, a lot of your competitors, other high ticket dropshippers, we like to put the brands that we're selling for because we're running traffic, we're running ads to these brands. So naturally speaking, it's a double-edged sword. You're gonna have the clients that will see your brands, but you're also going to have your competitors see your brand. So you wanna take advantage of this little golden nugget, which is spy on what your competitors are doing. BBQ Guys is a $1 million e-commerce store, and you could look at the suppliers that they're working with. And then, for example, Napoleon Grills over here, you could search Napoleon Grills and you could find their dealer program. If you look hard enough, you could actually go to the bottom. I believe they should have some form of dealer program. I'm going to search dealer program. They say find a dealer. I'm actually going to go to Google. I'll search dealer program with the brand name, and you could see they actually have this authorized dealer landing page. So you could see why become an authorized dealer, high quality, innovative products, better warranty. So you could actually apply over here. And this is how I would get started into getting my foot in the door with the niche or the suppliers that I'm looking for. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys what niche to do or what not. I could only tell you guys the blueprints right now, because usually when it comes to finding niches, it really depends on the business owner. For example, for me, like, it doesn't really make sense for me to go into beauty brushes. I don't really know anything about beauty. Maybe salon because I like my hair, but like realistically, stuff like that would make no sense for me. Versus saunas or grills, something that's honestly a little bit more male dominated. It would suit me personally better. So when you guys go into finding your niche, when you guys are going into product selection, what you can actually do is go to wayfair.com and then find a niche that you kind of have a little resonance with. For example, I'm not going to go into babies and kids because I don't really know baby beds and all this. It's so, right? Or even outdoor. I would have to kind of force myself to learn patio furniture. But to be honest, I would much rather prefer like garage store cabinets. And this is actually how we sort through products, right? You want to go to wayfair.com and then you can actually find a selection of all of these categories. You have so many different categories to go into. And then what you can actually do is go to price per item over here on the left column and then sort by items that are $4,000 and above. And from here, what you can actually do is you could go and search up these brands that are on Wayfair. Why? Because if you actually search up Wayfair dropshipping, Wayfair has a dropshipping program. In fact, Wayfair is a dropshipper themselves. What they do is they partner up with the dropshipping supplier, a company who is doing the dropshipping business model by providing the products and shipping them directly to the customers on behalf. So basically, Wayfair is just another high-ticket dropshipper, and you could become a dropshipping supplier with Wayfair. So this is actually amazing to do with your e-commerce store, which is to just go on the biggest high-ticket dropshipper of all time right now and look at who is selling on them, because if these are the brands that are applying on Wayfair, they most likely will let you apply for them as well. So in this case, let's search Deblet, and then I'm going to search garage, and let's see what we come up with. Debit garage over here. Okay. Deblet. I spelled it wrong. Deblet garage. Okay, I can't find this one right now, so that's interesting. What I could also do is search by the SKU, and the SKU stands for the stock keeping unit. And over here, I don't really find anything, so I would just move on to the next one. There will be times where you might not be able to find something, which is completely fine. Let's look for WFX utility over here, see if there's anything like that of a brand. Okay, this is a Wayfair brand. I'm gonna keep on finding it. This is not anything as well, which is completely okay. We're going to keep on finding and using this strategy. So let's look at Just Right. Just Right safety cabinet. Boom. Okay. So Just Right is a safety flammable chemical storage cabinet niche, which is really good. You can see they have these model numbers. And if I go into their dealer program, let's see if they have a dealer program. What I could do is actually search up Just Right safety cabinet dealer program. I could see if they have a dealer program or not. It doesn't look like they might have one that's on the front end, which is completely fine. So what I would do is I would go into the phone number. I would log this phone number down. I would go and put it into an Excel sheet, and then I would go and try to give it a call, try to apply for their dealer program. So let's go back into another one. So we also have New Age products. Now I know New Age actually already before making this video, so I didn't want to go into it purposely on the first one because I want to just give you guys a real experience. Sometimes you're going to find some suppliers that they don't have any searches, so I want to actually look at the other ones first. But New Age is a prime example of a supplier that you could definitely look into because they have tons of, well, these grills, appliances. There's definitely different product selections you could use with New Age. And what I would do is I would search up New Age dealer program, and then you could see they have a trade program, which is very interesting. You could see what this is, and then you could apply to become a trade partner which you will get 12% tiered discount model, which is something you could work up towards, right? This is something that you could potentially work up towards, build a dealer account with them, continue building and selling the products that they have. So you could see they have a program. So I would just go and contact them. Once you have the catalog, you could put them up onto your website. And from then on, you could just go and run the high ticket dropshipping model that me and Trevor share with you, all entirely for free inside our free 5,000 member community. That's free. That's at peakflowacademy.com/school with a K. I'll leave the link down below. And if you're interested in learning how to get to $10,000 a month in the next 24 weeks, apply for our one-on-one mentorship. We also will put the application in the link down below. We only accept 10 to 15 students every single month because we want to make sure that each client and each student that comes into the program gets the best results possible. So we are very limited with the spots, and we want to make sure every student coming in will get the best experience possible. So apply if you're interested to come into March's batch of students. We only have a few spots left. That being said, I want to do a little bit more research with you. So we'll do one more. So let's just say I'm in the mood for kitchen sinks. So what you can actually do is go into, again, the price per item. You search $700 and above, and you could see there's 1,700 different items that you could look at, and then you could sort it by highest to lowest. And then you could see over here, we have this farmhouse kitchen sink. A farmhouse kitchen sink niche is actually very interesting. Like a niche for kitchen sinks would be very interesting. And you could see this is artisan crafted luxury for kitchen and bath sinks. So there's bathroom vanities, there's sinks. You could go and apply to become a dealer for a supplier like this, Native Trails Home. Let's see if they have a dealer program over here. I think they do. Dealer portal instructional videos. Take a tour of the dealer portal. Okay, so you can actually take a look at this and get yourself onto here. This is actually a really good supplier that I would probably myself apply for. So definitely go in before others go in before you. But that being said, here's how it would look like when you do apply. So I'm going to open up one potential email that I have. Basically, you're going to contact them if you have a good conversation, if you're able to close them. I have tons of videos on my YouTube channel already where I go in depth on how to talk to a supplier, how to network with them, how to get them to working with you. So you could go on my YouTube channel, find it. If you have questions or you don't know where to find it, let me know in the comments or in the free school community. I check that once a day. So just ask me if you guys don't know where to find it, because I know I have a lot of videos. But that being said, here is an example of what happens after you speak with the supplier. You're going to go and get a reseller form. And then that reseller form will have the contracts and the requirements that your supplier is going to have on you. And then what you can actually do is you could look at the pricing, right? So for this particular case, you could see I could sell this for $4,500. My price is $3,700. I could sell this for $6,700. My price is $5,100. I could sell this for $10,000, $11,000. I could sell for $8,000, and I can make one sale take-home profit $2,000 is crazy. I know some other low ticket dropshippers that are doing 15, 16, 17 orders just to make $200 profit. So it's kind of crazy how this business model could really change your game if you know how to run this business model correctly. And if you guys want to learn how to profitably scale your high ticket dropshipping business, leave a comment down below with the word scale, and I'll show you exactly how to get started into acquiring your next high ticket business venture. Thank you all so much for your time. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe for more info like this, and I will see you guys all, ladies and gentlemen, in the next one. Peace and love as always.